In this session we're going to look at the product file in Store Manager. So we're going to click on Stock. Okay, pressing F2 on here will give us this help page again, showing us the shortcut controls. And if I press F1 here, it'll bring up the details about the particular field we're in at the moment. We're going to have a look at a product that is already in the system, so we'll do a Control F to go and find one, and the Shift underscore of course, and let's pull up one of these. This particular product is a steel cash drawer. As you see here is a code maximum of 25 characters. You can make up your own coding system, you can use the coding system that the supplier uses. There is no necessity to have any particular type of coding system. The barcode here, if there is no barcode on the item, it will just duplicate what's in the product code. The full description of the item here, what department code it is in. You can have subgroups. There's a retail price. I'll just click the edit. We always do that to make things a little clearer so we can see the buttons that are not active. When you receive items in, you have the ability to print barcode labels. Now, some items you wouldn't want to print a barcode label for every single thing, like if you were bringing washers in, for example, or screws or nuts and bolts. You wouldn't put a label on all of those, but on some items you would put a label on each one, so you can define here whether it's yes or a no. This part here determines whether there is a serial number associated with this item or not, and the auto discount section here is for use when you are giving an overall price reduction by just changing the price at the bottom. And if this is shown as auto discount, it will be included in the items which get a prorated reduction on their price to the customer. If it is not an auto discount item, it will not get reduced in price. The tax code here shown is GST. This is to allow for items that don't have GST on them. You can change that to be tax exempt, but in this case this item has GST on it, so we'll leave it as it is. The PDF address is where you can put in the file location or a URL of a PDF that provides either a brochure or technical details or whatever it is about this particular product. The web address is where you can find details about this product by going and looking on the internet. Your minimum and maximum stock levels determine how much gets ordered when you run a purchase order. Current quantity in stock is shown here. The quantity that you have received but not yet marked as being received in the purchase orders will be displayed here. That allows you to see if there are items that aren't in the shelf yet but are still sitting in containers or something like that. Various quantities on lay-by, back order and rental, they're all shown here. The bin location is where you keep it in the warehouse if you are running this as a warehousing system. Your pricing in Store Manager has a very flexible and comprehensive mechanism for allowing you to set catalogue prices and base your prices on either costs, cost price, average price, FOB cost, or even percentages marked down from retail. If you are using this to rent out items as well, you can have a deposit and a rental fee set up for this particular product. You can have as many suppliers as you like supply this particular product. You'll only have one of them set as a default supplier, and all of the others would be alternative suppliers for this product. You can go and add a new supplier. Let's go find somebody else who might supply this. Well, these people might do just that. Once you select a supplier, you then have the ability to put all the various details in that relate to this supplier's version of the product. You're prompted with the product code here but you can just type straight over the top of that without having to backspace. So we could put it in as SHG-410, for example, and their description could well be the same as yours. It prompts with that, and you get a chance to change that as well. The package type and quantity are shown here. Now that's the package, like it might be a box or unit or each or whatever. This is the quantity here, and this is the type of quantity. That's needed for in case you had something like a reel of cable that you buy in, and you buy a reel, so you'd put reel in here, so just for example reel, and you get 100 meters of it. So you can change things like that, so that when you order it from the supplier, it'll say however many reels you're deciding to order of 100 meters, and it makes it very clear to the supplier what you're purchasing, and it does reduce quite dramatically the number of errors from the supplier side of things. I'll just put that back to what it was before, and there's one of them and nothing in there. Click on OK, and we have another supplier added. Now the supplier is shown in red because they're a secondary supplier. If you have them marked as the default supplier, then they're shown in black. I can change this one so that the second supplier here is set as the default by clicking on there and say yes, we do. We want to set that as a default supplier, and as you can see, the top one now has turned red and this one is black. I'll just put that back to the way it was, set this back as the default, yes, and I'm actually going to take this one off, so you can just delete the supplier link. Yes, that's correct. The notes in here, you can store freeform text notes on the product. Any of the notes you put in here actually will become part of the keyword search, so you have a very comprehensive method of searching for products, the same in the suppliers and the customers. The kit section here allows you to build up a product made of other items you have in your product table, and when you go and sell the product, which is the actual kit, it will allow you to have your stock movements projected correctly, and it allows you to make sure that you're ordering the correct quantity of components to make up kit products as well. The import section here is currently under development and will allow for import costings of goods that you purchase from overseas. The profit page is the profitability relating to this particular item, giving you quantity sold and purchased, the sales, the cost, the profit and the margin. Now all of these do not include GST. Back to the details page for a tick. Right, down here we've got the ability to view what we've done in purchasing of these items, and it gives us also the details of the invoice that it was received in on when we received it. We can look at what sales we've made of these items, which are here. It loads up the actual sale itself. Now the other thing is we can go and print that or view it, say for example on a docket, shows us the docket viewer version of it and all that, or we can go and print it on a printer. We can even send it to the customer who it relates to if they have an email address, or we can type in an email address here to send it to. The customers button will show us the customers who have purchased it, and the orders button will show us any customer who has this currently on customer order. We can print labels, either text or barcode labels from here, and the type of label that is printed out is determined by the particular printer that you decide to print to. Remote stock button here is used for companies that have multiple stores. It will bring up a window and show you all the locations and the quantity in stock. The Invoices button will allow you to find where this item may have come in from if you have not received it yourself and it's been transferred to you from another store. The Adjustments will allow you to see what stock adjustments are, and it allows you to print out a report for it. And the Image allows you to store an image of the product. The rest of the buttons along here are the same standard buttons we use in all of the file maintenance routines. Adding a new record, editing, which of course we're currently in the edit product mode, save button, cancel button, delete button, the ability to just print out a detail of this record, and the close button. So we'll go ahead and close this and say no, we don't want to save any changes to this product, and that's the end of the product maintenance.